Hi, I've just bought a shrinker and a stretcher plus a base plate to mount both on to make my life a hell of a lot easier during fabrication of parts for the Rover P4 and any other metalwork I decide to do. So I'll put it all together and then come back and we'll see what the setup's like, and we'll just do a little bit of bending and stretching of some metal samples that I've got. Okay, so it was quite simple to just 2 bolts on this one, 2 bolts on that one to mount the shrinker and the stretcher onto the base plate. I had a little bit of a play with it, and it feels a little bit awkward to me, but it does the job. So what I'll do is I'll take you off the stand and I'll show you a bit more closely how this is mounted, and the shrinker and the stretcher. And then we'll have a go at shrinking and stretching. Okay, this first one here is the shrinker, and you can tell that by the arrows that go inwards above and below the jaws. And if we have a look at the stretcher, you can see the arrows going outwards, and it's a pretty simple setup. You probably know this, but each of the set of jaws have teeth on them, and they grip the metal and either stretch out rather, and shrink in, and that's where you get the inner and outer curves. So I'll put you back on this stand and we'll have a go at shrinking and stretching on a couple of sections of I don't know what great thickness steel there is, but we'll give it a go. Okay, so you're going to have to bear with me on this. I've never used a shrinker or a stretcher before, so it's going to be a learning curve. So I've got this section of metal here, and we've got the small flange there, and you always shrink, as far as I understand it, on the narrow flange. So if we just mount that in there, start from one end, and we'll put about half of the depth of the flange in, and we'll squeeze, lift up, move it slightly, squeeze again, lift up slightly, squeeze again, and we carry on like that. And I can see from here that the metal is shrinking and creating a concave, for want of a better word. And if we take it out, we can see there that we've shrunk the metal and it's created this concave curve. The metal will be pinched, as you can probably see there, but you can flatten that out with a suitable hammer. So now I'll move you across and we'll have a look at the stretcher. So again, we've got a little piece of metal here. There are 2 holes in this, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. But again, we'll start off at one edge, put it in there like that, it's about halfway in, and then move across a bit, whoops. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a nice outside curve to that piece of metal. And again, we can just knock that flat, and then we can curve it a bit more if necessary. So as you can see, this is going to be a really useful tool, and you can make compound curves as well. So you can have it going that way, and then the rest, if you've got a longer piece of angle, then you could curve it this way as well. Okay, so what I was trying to do there just didn't work, so I've cut that. So I had a little bit more of a play, and I've bent this piece of steel here, as you can see, to get a nice curve. So I think I need a little bit more practice with this before I actually go ahead and do any manufacturing of parts for the car. I don't actually need to do it at the moment, but in the near future I certainly will. And I decided to get this because I've got a metal bender, and I've got a bead roller, and now I've got this shrinker stretcher set up, and I'm gradually getting the tools I need to do the fabrication on the Rover P4 now, and perhaps another car, hopefully, once this one's finished. And it'll save a lot of money in terms of, one, trying to get other people to do it, and secondly, it's a bit more hands-on, which is what I like when I'm trying to restore a car. So, short video there, just on the shrinker and stretcher. You've seen the names on it, and although these were probably made in China, this base plate certainly was. This is from an American company, which have seen the markings on it, and this one is from a UK supplier, but I'm not sponsored by anyone, so this is my own views, and if I find it no good, I'll say so. But from the testing I've done, it seems okay. More practice needed, so I'll cut the video there, and the next video we'll be doing some fabrication on the sill of the Rover P4. So I'll see you then. Cheers, bye.